Kylie Minogue's first waxwork made its debut at Madame Tussauds back in 1989, during her curly-haired, baby-faced Stock Aitken and Waterman days. No doubt the famous London Museum was confident that their Kylie waxwork would outlast the career of the petite Australian songbird, who would probably fade into obscurity just as swiftly as she had emerged from it. However, 10 years later, with Kylie Minogue still very much in the spotlight, Kylie Mark I was looking out of date.
I just have changed a lot, and I'm not quite as young anymore, so I do look different.
The museum's only option was to commission Kylie Mark II, a slightly more mature model that paid homage to her new rock chick look. But she found standing next to her likeness a little unsettling.
She's really peculiar.
Getting the new waxwork right hadn't just been about updating the old model.
I just had one sitting where they take 1 trillion photographs and 1 trillion measurements with these caliper type instruments, and they match the color of your skin, your eyes, your hair, your teeth. I mean, the kind of things you never really would take any notice of.
Then the real work began.
We take them back to the studio. We create a metal armature, which is really like a metal skeleton, if you like, and with ordinary modelling clay, we make the whole figure in that. It's all modelled.
Thankfully for the modellers, their wax sculpture met with the notorious perfectionist's approval.
I'm really pleased. And even from our initial meeting, he had similar ideas to what I was thinking about, what pose I would do and what kind of look.
So how would she describe that new look?
Of course, everybody's asking me, and I have decided to just call her 30-year-old Kylie. K30, that will do.
And K20?
Apparently they just put her away, store her. I thought she might be melted down, or, you know, I could make a candle, like put a wick in the top of my head and just watch her fade away.
Far from fading away, the real Kylie Minogue wasn't going anywhere. And by 2002, her triumphant return to pop with her album Fever, which brought with it a raunchy nod to 70s disco, warranted yet another revamp. This time, however, Kylie was much more hands-off in the creative process. Instead of sitting for Kylie Mark III, she gave the museum permission to model the new waxwork on a magazine photo that featured her posing on all fours. Although the photo had been taken from the front, Madame Tussauds took the liberty of turning the waxwork sideways on, creating a much more overtly sexual effect, especially in the micro mini and thigh-high boots. Staff at the museum seemed rather pleased with their efforts.
Well, Kylie is the hottest lady on the planet at the moment. So when we're thinking about who to have as the centrepiece of our Fever attraction, it had to be Kylie Minogue. She's the third figure we've made, and she's the sexiest yet. In fact, I think she's the sexiest figure Madame Tussauds has ever made.
The real Kylie, however, was said to be rather less impressed when she saw a picture of her new provocative waxwork in the paper. Perhaps she was a little happier when her figure was dressed in something more modest to play the angel in the nativity scene. At least it wasn't too long a wait before Madame Tussauds were on the phone again to discuss ideas for an incredible fourth waxwork. Having survived breast cancer and staged a comeback tour in the interim, Kylie Mark IV was at the top of the museum's shopping list for 2007.
Only the Queen has had more figures than Kylie. She's had 5, but Kylie Minogue's pop royalty. She's a pop chameleon. She's so popular because she changes images and moves with the time. So our fans here and our guests have wanted exactly the same. They wanted to see a new, up-to-date Kylie, so it made sense.
The dress was modelled on one Kylie wore during her Showgirl tour. And to make sure she was totally happy with the result, she remained very hands-on throughout the process. According to sculptor Jim Kempton, she made a perfect model.
She's got immense integrity, and I think that the public have loved her for so many years that I wanted to really portray her as she has been in the Showgirl tour since she's come back from cancer. And so trying to get her chirpy character plus the dignity, that's really what I wanted to try and capture.